For better or for worse, richer or poor, nearly half of all couples get married without talking about their finances. Yikes. Joining us now is local financial advisor Brad Allen from Drake & Associates and wealthwisconsin.com to share 4 financial vows to make to renew with your significant other.
Right.
If you aren't a newlywed. So why don't couples talk about finances?
Well, money is one of those topics that's uncomfortable, right? It's not like, a lot of people want to talk about politics and sports and things like that, but money is one of those personal topics that, you've been told as a kid, don't talk about money, that kind of stuff. So that carries with you throughout your life, and it can be really uncomfortable, even with your spouse, to talk about the finances and debt and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, so we're going to go through the 4 tips here. Number 1 is vow to be financially honest.
Right, and financial honesty seems like a no-brainer, but 29 million Americans say that they have a secret account from their spouse, whether it's a savings account, maybe it's a credit card, or just an account that their spouse doesn't know about.
I know a friend who does that and puts $50 into a secret account every paycheck.
Well, it might be an account that you use for birthday gifts and Christmas presents and all that kind of stuff. So you want to keep that secret. But
that could be a good excuse.
Really important. It's really important to know, because if anything happens to you, your spouse has to know where the money is. And that can be a hard thing to figure out, or how much debt do you have? Because they have to pay that off, so they need to know that.
Number 2, vow to plan together.
Right, yeah, so we're talking about retirement planning. And retirement planning starts at a very young age. And you have to figure out what your goals are, because if your goal is to travel the world in retirement, but your spouse's goal is to stay home and read a book all day, those are 2 different retirement plans.
Oh boy, yeah.
So you want to figure out what your goals are, and then number 2, when you want to retire. Because if you put a timeline on retirement, then you can figure out how much you need to save along the way to get you to that timeline.
Yep, you always have to have a goal set. Vow to protect your family.
Yeah, this is a big one. So 75% of millennial parents do not have life insurance right now. And life insurance is really important, especially for a young family. If you're in retirement and the house is paid off and maybe the kids are out of the house, you don't really need life insurance as much anymore. But when you have a young family, if something happened to you, what would happen to your family? So you want to make sure you have life insurance. And there's 2 different types. There's term insurance and then there's whole life. Term insurance is going to be for a specific period of time. Once that term comes up, then the price goes up, you have to renew it or drop it. A permanent insurance or a fixed insurance is going to be a fixed rate all throughout your life. So term insurance is going to be less expensive when you're younger, but as time goes on and you have to keep renewing it, the price goes up. A fixed insurance or permanent insurance, whole life, is going to be a fixed rate all throughout your life.
And number 4, vow to always communicate.
Yeah, and this is easily done by just putting it on the calendar, right? If you have a spouse, set aside time once a month or once a quarter or a couple times a year where you sit down and just talk about finances. Talk about the bills, talk about the debt, talk about how much you want to save for retirement, where are you in that process. It's just really important to stay in touch and communicate with each other.
Absolutely. Those are all great pieces of advice. I really appreciate your time with Drake & Associates, wealthwisconsin.com if you want to get a hold of Brad Allen. Thank you so much for waking up with us.
Thank you.